Hi everybody, I'm Patrick Dockery. In my life, I have worn many hats and tasted many flavors. As I travel the world, I explore the finest cities in search for culture, history, and great food. Along the way, I get to meet today's most interesting celebrities, focusing on the positive side of life, allowing them to share their causes, charities, and what truly fascinates them. We cook and dine with some of the finest chefs of our time, preparing healthy and delicious meals in some of the hottest restaurants. Also, we showcase the latest, most creative, and hippest trends of beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. I pursue my passion for health and fitness and acquire some of the most innovative wellness strategies. And now I want to share this all with you. So come along on this amazing journey, and together we will experience a world of health, beauty, and life. On today's show, we have the opportunity to sit down with one of today's most sought-after self-improvement experts and best-selling author, John Assaraf. Through the power of retraining your brain, John has helped millions with his research to improve their lives personally, professionally, and financially. Then we head to the Broken Spoke. This legendary country music hall is one of the few remaining in Austin and is a must-see for music lovers alike. Founder James White is still a staple at the Spoke, and you will definitely want to stop by and see his personal country music museum, The Tourist Trap. Next, we visit Torchy's Tacos, one of the original food trucks that are now infamous in and around the city of Austin. The tasty tacos at Torchy's all have a story behind them, but it's their flavors that are worth talking about. But first, we meet up with John Assaraf in his beautiful home in San Diego, California. John Assaraf is a best-selling author, successful businessman, and one of today's most sought-after neuroscience researchers. We had the opportunity to sit down with John and to hear firsthand his passion for discovering and teaching people how to release the mental blockages that hold them back from achieving their fullest potential.
Well, the alternative of not being positive is that you don't feel good, you don't achieve the results you want, and everybody around you wants to leave you. And so it was something I was taught to do when I was in my early 20s.
Just didn't come to you. You've had challenges. And you know what you did with your challenges, which I really love, is you've turned them into results.
I got really fascinated many, many years ago about the brain, the connection between my mind and my body. When I was in my early 20s, I ended up with something called ulcerative colitis, which means I had ulcers in my colon.
Well, you took medication, you went the traditional route.
Oh my God, yes, taking 25 pills a day.
Crazy.
At a certain point, the doctor says, if this doesn't get better, we're gonna have to remove 20 to 30 inches of your colon.
Wow.
And so when I started to look at the cause of my illness, I wasn't eating as well. I was under a lot of stress, and the stress was causing my body to be in a state of dis-ease. So your thoughts affect your body affects your mind, and it's an entire ecosystem that we actually have control over. So as opposed to being a victim of my symptoms or my circumstances, I learned the art of eating well, the art of visualizing, the art of meditating, the art of reducing my stress. And within 5 weeks, I didn't have to take my pills. My doctor wanted me to stay on the pills. He wanted me to stay on the medication. And I said to him, I said, I've been researching the cause of this, and I've gotten rid of the cause. You're still wanting to treat my symptoms.
Well, it was almost like you were in a prison, and you freed yourself.
What's really funny is a lot of people will look at their results and they don't like it. Then they focus on the result.
And they're getting more of it.
And they're getting more of it. So they're creating a self-fulfilling cycle of negativity.
People get into that habitual behavior, whether it's good behavior or whether it's destructive behavior.
Right. If they just recognize that we can choose in that instant a different way of thinking, and then if we learn the right actions, just one little step, now we change the trajectory of what we think and feel tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Over the course of a month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, we're in a totally different destination.
Absolutely, but that's where you come in. How do we get them to focus on the good ones?
If you think about how a baby learns to walk, right? A baby doesn't just, stand up one day and walks. A baby crawls first, develops the muscles,
and falls
stands up and falls.
So that the muscles get stronger, right?
Muscles get stronger, and then all of a sudden it becomes automatic. And so we're designed to repeat whatever it is we've become accustomed to thinking and doing and feeling every day. We actually become addicted to the emotions. If you think about a 30 or 40 or 50-year-old adult, we've got 300, 400, 500,000 hours of thinking and feeling and believing and becoming addicted. And so we have to retrain or rewire a new way of thinking and feeling. And so most change doesn't happen overnight. Some habits you can change in a day. Other habits might take you a year to change, depending on how strong the patterns are in the brain.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
How do you rise above what your brain is doing? When I was 19 years old, and my life was an absolute mess, on my way to jail or death, one of the two.
Wow.
And I know because some of the people I was hanging with went to jail and a couple died.
Wow.
I met this gentleman, this mentor, who was healthy and happy and wealthy and a great relationship and a philanthropist. And I looked at him and I said, listen, my life as it is right now pretty much sucks. I'm, lacking confidence, lacking certainty, doing things I'm not proud of. Your way seems to be a much better way. I want what you have.
Right.
He asked me a question that changed my life. And he said to me, he says, John, are you interested or are you committed to that? And I looked at him at 19 and I go, what's the difference? He says, well, if you're interested, you're gonna give me excuses. You're gonna tell me all the reasons why you can't
do it.
He says, if you're committed, that means you will do whatever it takes. Honestly, legally, no excuses. You're not gonna stop when you feel doubt. You're not gonna allow your fears control you. You're not gonna allow your old habits control you. You're gonna make a decision to change. So are you interested or are you committed? I'm committed. We shook hands that day and I've never looked back.
Stick around. We've only just begun with John Assaraf. We're back with more John Assaraf.
I learned that I should set my goals in writing. And so every day I would take my written goals and I would look at them and I would read them and then I would close my eyes and I would feel, and I became my goals.
You created the reality in your mind.
I created the reality in my mind first through repetition. And then I needed to learn what to do.
You have to have activity to go with them.
Well, you have to have activities that are the right activities.
Absolutely.
There's so many people who are busy, they're working really hard.
Really hard.
But they're just doing the wrong things.
Absolutely.
Today's science is showing us that every time we have a thought, okay, there's an image that's formed in the mind. The more we have that thought, the more the image gets cemented in our brain. The more we believe that's reality. So I learned that it wasn't enough just to write your goals down on a piece of paper. You had to retrain your brain to believe that that was true. I took all of my written goals and I started to cut out pictures from magazines of whether it was the body that I wanted, the house that I wanted, the trips I wanted to take. I just cut out pictures and I created these vision boards, I called them. One was for my health, one was for wealth, one was for contribution. And we moved from Indiana, where I was living. All of my furniture and all my vision boards went to storage. And I moved for 3 years. I moved to different places. Then I moved to San Diego. And one morning, after all of the movers brought all the furniture and everything, I cut the boxes that were sealed for 3 years now. Yeah. So I pulled out the first board, I looked at it, and for a second, I was a little stunned because on the board was a picture of this house that we're sitting in right now.
That is absolutely incredible.
So not a house like it, the house. So imagine I'm in Indiana, and I'm making these vision boards. I'm cutting pictures out of Dream Homes magazine, and I picked out this picture of a home that I loved the look of and put up on my board. And I used to close my eyes and I used to just pretend that one day when I can afford any house I want, I would live in a house like that.
Right.
I didn't know where it was. I looked at that vision board, looked at the house and go, oh my God, the house that I cut a picture of, this is it.
Yes.
And tears started to come down.
It still gives you a little hair raise in the back of your neck, doesn't it?
Absolutely. All of my life's work, bam, came to a total understanding where I had an epiphany that our thoughts matter. My daily focusing on what I want instead of what I don't want, the more we develop the right beliefs, the more we learn how to develop new, empowering, constructive habits. You're either going to take whatever's happened in your life and use it to propel you forward, or you're going to use it to be a victim of your past and circumstance.
Yeah, close the jail cell.
Close the jail cell.
I know.
And if you're in a jail cell, moving the furniture around doesn't make a difference.
Not really. You're still in the cell.
In the cell. Instead of asking yourself whether you are worthy of the goals that you want, ask yourself if the goals that you want to achieve are worthy of your life. I want a really great life.
Yeah.
You know, I want to contribute as much as I can. I want to fulfill as much as I can. So I put these outlandish goals on my board. I said, if I'm going to trade my life for it, I'm going to set some big goals.
Okay.
And one of the best ways to feel like your life is significant is to contribute to the life of another person.
Absolutely.
Or many people. And my goal is to help the person out there who says, hey, I want more out of life.
Right.
I want more than I have right now, not from a selfish, egotistical perspective, but from a healthy perspective of I want more because I deserve more and I could become more, and in becoming more, I can give more.
Well, think about it. If you're not good with yourself, you have no ability to help someone else.
Right.
So that's not selfish. That's actually selfless.
You change the inside first, the outside results take care of themselves.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This is amazing. And you know what? Thank you for sharing your time and your lovely home.
Thank you so much. It's been great to be here, and it's been an absolute joy, you know, being with your audience.
And thank you so much for being here with us. And until next time, just remember to enjoy.
Coming up next, The Broken Spoke. We're back at the original country music hall, The Broken Spoke. James White started The Broken Spoke in 1964, and not much has changed to this red rustic building. They still serve up cold beer, chicken fried steak, and true country music. Not the glitz and glam featured on radio today. But that's not all you'll find at the Spoke. James White is somewhat of an Austin historian, and he even has his own museum inside the Spoke, known as the Tourist Trap. We got the opportunity to spend some time with Mr. White and hear from the country legend's own mouth some of his favorite stories of the Broken Spoke.
Oh yeah, I'm the builder and the name giver. With these hands here, we built this red rustic old building back in 1964. That's when I started. I was 25 years old, and I never looked back. I figured if you give them cold beer and you're nice to people and show them entertainment, that's all you needed to do, and that's what I did. And like I say, we was voted the best honky-tonk in Texas, and that means the world to me, and we was voted the best country dance hall in the nation. The Broken Spoke, we got cold beer, good whiskey, and good-looking girls to dance with. We've had people, you know, what else do you need, you know, but
that's right.
We do have great entertainment. And my daughter, she just give dance lessons back there. You come here like around 8 o'clock and you can learn how to dance in about an hour. And that's what I got on my bumper sticker. I dance country at the Broken Spoke.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, they call Austin the live music capital of the world, but you were saying that a lot before that, weren't you? Before they called it out.
Well, y'all, I was country before they called it cool, I guess, you know. But we have my own memorabilia, my own personal museum right here. I call it the Tourist Trap. But
pretty much, you've had some big names in here throughout the years. I mean, can you tell some of the people? I mean, you started back in the '60s.
I always say we've had Bob Wills right here. We've had Willie Nelson, George Strait, Dolly Parton, Ernest Tubb, Tex Ritter, Roy Acuff. The list goes on and on and on. 21 country music Hall of Famers, and I'm real proud of that.
This is one of your favorites, right?
That's one of my favorites right here. This is the Bob Wills case. Here's Bob Wills' his hat up here. Bob Wills' cowboy boots is over there. I've got something that nobody else has got. I've got an over 60-year-old half-smoked Bob Wills cigar that his daughter gave me that her grandmother saved. But anyway, that's just me and Bob Wills. It's a young James White here.
Oh my gosh.
Man, that's a long time ago. I was about 26 years old.
A lot younger version.
And this is Bob Wills' bust. He's up there on one of his horses. He called it Pumpkin. It wasn't Pumpkin, it was Punkin.
Oh, Punkin.
When I grew up, he was a household name right here in Austin, Texas. Everybody knew about Bob Wills. Take it away, boys, you know.
Yeah.
And so it was really something to get Bob Wills.
It was a big deal.
The first time I booked George Strait, there's a guy named Alvin Crow. He had been playing for me since 1973. That's the first year I booked Sleep at the Wheel out here in 1973 also. George Strait, you can see up here, it's called Ace in the Hole, featuring George Strait, real little print. But most of the time I just put Ace in the Hole Band. And but the lead singer was George Strait. And so we had him out here for about 7 years. Yep, Alvin Crowe and President Johnson and George Strait's had. When Randy Travis came here, he did a TV show out here. And he was walking around, he had a plate that had a chicken fried steak, and he was eating it, and they kept on kind of saying, "Come on, Randy, get in the limo, we got to go to the next stop." And so my wife said, "Well, just take it with you." So he took the plate with him. And so when he got back to Nashville, he autographed it, you know.
Oh, that's that right there?
Yeah, it said, "Chicken fried steak, thank you very much." Randy Travis.
Real cool.
It was. Yeah, they sent it back to me in a package. We're also the home of the best chicken fried steak in town.
Is that so?
We're a honky-tonk that's got food.
Well, that's good. That's a plus.
That's right. You need to try some of that gravy there. It's made from my wife, who's the working half the family, and I'm kind of in charge of BS and PR, you know. But that's the way we're going to keep it. Okay. I like what I do, and she does what she does. And her name is Annetta, and that family recipe has been passed down through her mother. And she's a darn good cook, and so she teaches, she trains her cooks here.
Well, that's awesome.
And you're also a singer, songwriter. Is that right?
Yeah, you know, I love to sing country music, and I'd sing the song with Alvin Crowe and different ones that play out here. Of course, I got to sing with Sons of the Pioneers. I got to sing with Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson, Dolly Parton. It's just, I was in a Dolly Parton movie that she filmed out here, and she kept on hugging and bouncing up.
That was kind of nice, huh?
Oh, it was, yeah. And I told the photographer, take all the time you want to, you know, and he did. He can even change cameras.
You got to get it right, you know. Come on now.
Well, this wall we got George Strait right here, and this is the last time I booked him, 1982. I first started booking George Strait in 1975. I was paying him about $400 or $500 a night when he first played here.
Wow.
And now he's going to quit touring, but if somebody wants to book him, it's going to cost $1 million, I think, next year to book George Strait. And he has made that much before. But he's made a lot of money, but he's a good guy, and he's got great songs. And anyway, this is the last time I got to book in 1982.
1982.
This is another young George Strait here.
Jeez. Yeah, really young.
This is what gets the girls all excited, pictures like this. You can see everybody kisses his album here.
Oh, yeah.
And including my wife, she's a big George Strait fan, you know. Booked Willie Nelson for $800 a night back in those days. It was.
And that's you right there.
Yeah, Willie Nelson and the Record Men. And he had a song, "Mr. Record Man, I'm looking for a song I heard today," and so that was his song, you know.
You do a good rendition of Willie Nelson.
The pictures of all the legends are hanging up on the wall with pure country music coming from the hall, so they all rhyme together, you know.
Yeah.
I've had a great life, and we're still rolling.
Absolutely.
I'm rolling toward my 49th year about here at the Broken Spoke. And,
so, you know, you still keep going strong, you still keep doing this, and you're still loving it, aren't you?
Oh, I love it. It's never a dull moment, you know, and you get pictures with all the pretty girls out here. That's not a bad deal.
Nothing wrong with that.
We got good people come here, and they don't come here to cause trouble. They come here to have a good time. Yeah. And we got all the good-looking girls to dance with, and they come here to dance. And so the Cowboys, it's their fault if they don't get out there and dance with them.
That's right. You get to dress real sharp like you got there.
That's right.
That's a dancing outfit, isn't it?
Yeah, my daughter did this. My daughter Jenny, she did all the rhinestones, and she did all the beadwork here. And so actually, it's a one-of-a-kind, original outfit.
Kind of like you.
Yeah, look around.
One-of-a-kind original, right?
Then you got to find your bandana, you know. So anyway, we got it all together. We're ready for y'all.
Thank you so much for having us. We learned a lot about country and Austin and you, and it's amazing. I love it all.
Thank you very much for coming out here.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being here with us. And until next time, just remember to enjoy.
Next up, a tasty treat at Torchy's Tacos. Welcome back to Torchy's Tacos. To start the day, we took advantage of Austin's unique claim to fame as being the birthplace of the modern-day food truck. Born from the original Texas cattlemen's rolling kitchens, known as chuck wagons, the modern-day food truck has become part of the Austin city landscape, with an estimated 2,000 trucks rolling through the city each day. Torchy's Tacos and their signature Damn Good Tacos are a perfect way to dive into Austin's diverse food truck scene.
Well, no trip would be complete to Austin without experiencing a food truck, and this is one of the best. It's called Torchy's Tacos, and they're damn good.
What would you guys like to eat today?
I noticed you had a Democrat and a Republican, so in the, you know, I want to be fair and balanced here, so I'm gonna get both.
Really? Those are like great tacos.
Yeah.
The Democrat, top seller here, barbacoa, corn tortilla, avocado, queso fresco, onion, cilantro, and a great tomatillo salsa.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good.
The Republican, though, is way different.
Okay. Well, I know, I heard that. The Republicans and Democrats are a little bit different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your delicious tacos are ready, sir.
Ooh, looking good. So you just made these right back here, nice and fresh and delicious.
They're fresh.
And you can see all the ingredients.
Republican.
So now this one's on a flour tortilla, this one's on a corn tortilla. You got the avocado on the side, the barbacoa, onion, cilantro, lime, looking good, a little salsa, huh?
Little salsa.
And then this is your spicy sausage, some tomato on a flour tortilla.
So that we don't sway your vote, and because we like to stay fair and balanced, to find out which taco is best, you'll have to visit Torchy's and decide for yourself.
That's pretty
Pretty good?
Yeah. In order to find out which one is the best, you're actually going to have to come here, aren't they?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
You have to come here and try all of them.
So when you get to Austin, you got to try out the food truck. Well, thanks so much for sharing some of this great food with me, and it was a real interesting experience, those Republicans and those Democrats.
Thank you for coming.
Oh yeah, I loved it. And thank you so much for coming with us here to Austin and experiencing the food truck. And until next time, just remember to enjoy.
Okay, welcome back. Thanks to all of our guests on this week's show, and until next time, just remember to enjoy.
Yeah. I'm not supposed to say anything because, you know, I'm being, of course, fair and balanced here, but in order to find out which one is the best, you're actually going to have to come here, aren't they?
Oh, totally.
And so that was his song, you know.
You do a good rendition of Willie Nelson.